play in the NHL, play under those big bright lights. I wanna play in the NHL and dance with the ghosts tonight.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler. Chris is there too. You won't see me. I'm having some technical difficulties with my camera. So no pretty face of mine tonight. You got to look at the ogre, Chris. We missed you last week because Chris was gallivanting and losing all his money in Vegas. He went down there because he misread the schedule, thinking the Oilers were playing in Vegas. But just goes to show you how dumb he is. They were at home last week.
No, I didn't. I didn't misread that at all. I did, however, go to Legion Stadium, saw an event there, and I got to tell you, folks, they got to find a better way to sort that out. So, what happened was, like they close off the overpass between Mandalay and the arena for pedestrians. So it's not a big deal when you're going to the show because people go at different times. You know, some people come early, some people come late. But at the end of the show, so it might take you 15 minutes to walk from like Mandalay to Allegiant. But then when the show's over, you've got like I would guess at least 40,000 people all leaving at the same time, all walking in the same direction at the same time. That same walk takes like 45 minutes. They don't allow Ubers on the east side of the freeway. It's really a mess. And I asked my buddy who lives there, I'm like, have they like how you've had the Raiders for 2.5 years? That's the best they got. He's like, yep. So yeah, that's a complaint. But other than that, no, it was great.
Yeah, what else did you do down there? Give us a little recap of Chris's trip to Vegas. Let's hear all about it, Chris.
Saw Billy Joel and Sting. I watched the Oiler game at Ellis Island at the front yard. That was disappointing. That was against Vegas. And then I saw Vinny Favorito at Notoriety Lounge on Fremont. He's the best comedian ever in the world, ever. Met him at the D across the street before we went to the show. That was awesome. He's a really good dude. Went to Sand Dollar. I went to Reraw like 4 times and watched Sunday football with my buddy Benny. Hey Benny, if you're watching, that's another solid dude. My buddy Tony, my buddy Johnny, and I were there. That was a hell of a trip. It was a really good time.
Did you eat anything?
Yeah, I don't do the fucking Ramsey shit. Like, I got no time for that. I had great breakfast.
How many hot dogs did you have?
Just one. I had one Nathan's one day. That was after football because I went after it a little hard. You know, like games start like Sunday football starts at 10 a.m. there. So
that's how time works.
I was hitting pretty hard, and then started to flag there in the afternoon and crushed me a couple Nathans. Good to go.
So I also watched Sunday football with a friend of mine, and it started at 11 in my time zone, but I got after it as well. And you know what I did though? I ate 3 meals. I was there that long.
Did you watch like the morning game, the afternoon game, and the night game?
Yeah. All at an establishment, a local establishment here. I was actually in there while the 7:30 a.m. game was going on. So I actually saw all 4 time slot games going on.
Oh yeah, that's the best. You got the screen going. Like you can't beat that, especially if you play fantasy. Like it's like yeah, you got ADD. Like that's your dream.
It was good. Yeah. Quick little note on fantasy. In one of the leagues I'm in right now, after 10 weeks, there are 6 teams or 7 teams tied for first place. Talk about parity.
Are they all stupid?
Like
first among dummies.
Like it's interesting, yeah. So it's a battle league. It's good. I think I have the best team out there. When everyone's going to be healthy and rocking and rolling, I don't think anyone beats me any given Sunday. So,
yeah.
I mean,
don't you have some Dallas Cowboys on your team?
I only have one.
Oh, okay.
But I've also picked up, Nico Collins. I also have Tyreek Hill. I have Zay Flowers and CeeDee Lamb as my receiver. So I got 4 receivers. I got Kyron Williams. I got Alvin Kamara. I got
Oh, that's
DeAndre
good.
Swift. I have Nick Chubb. I got Mooney on the bench still. I got Njoku and Goddard at tight end. I'm rotoing quarterbacks, rotoing defense. I am like literally built for speed and built for championships, Chris.
Didn't Tyreek Hill like break his wrist or something?
It's just sprained. He played last week, no problem.
Yeah, I know. He finally got a touchdown.
Yeah.
I got Jamar Chase, 54 points, baby.
Yeah, it's always
Last,
cool when you have one guy to jerk off after the week.
I got Kyron Williams too, and I got Nick Chubb. I think he might have a breakout week this week, but
I think Nick Chubb's going to be a great back down the end here. But I
yeah,
wouldn't say
yeah.
this week. Who are they playing this week, Chris? Do you remember?
I want to say Baltimore.
I think I didn't dress them for their defense. I'm just going to quickly pull that up here.
I got Bucky Irving on my team too, but he's got a bye.
Yeah, they're playing the Browns are playing the Saints, so the Saints have been pretty good against running backs, so that's why I sat them.
Yeah, okay. So Oilers.
Well, I wasn't done with fantasy football talk.
Oh, okay. Well, I am.
That's their decision.
How come you can't get your camera working?
You know what? I'm not tech. I've honestly tried everything, and it's not working.
Yeah, it is. This sucks. But we got Capspace coming up, so you don't have to have me occupying the whole screen.
Well, here's the thing. No one actually likes Capspace. I did a little viewing party of our last episode 2 weeks ago, and people said this show was great with me and you, but they said when we brought him on, they said they didn't like it. We had to fast forward through his part on the show.
I'll stop it.
I'm not kidding.
Okay. Okay, so what else did you want to tell us about fantasy? Because you know what? I want to talk about that fight coming up here too.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll leave fantasy for you for next week, and let's talk about the Tyson fight. Let's go.
Well, okay. Well, who was it? Mayweather fought. It was an exhibition. I don't think it was one of those Paul kids. Actually, maybe it was. It was. There's 2 of them. There's the Logan and the other fella, Jake. I think he fought Logan Paul, and that fight was a travesty. It was a crime against boxing. It was such garbage, and I thought, you know what, and that was pay-per-view. So, but I've got some excitement for this fight. I love Tyson. He's my favorite boxer probably of all time, besides Mickey Ward.
I agree with everything you're saying right now, Chris.
Yeah,
but here's what I like.
It's on Netflix, so you don't get jobbed on the pay-per-view. So I think if it was pay-per-view, I might not have gone to see it, or I might not have paid to see it.
Yeah, I truly think the whole quickly first in your Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, like it was billed as an exhibition and wasn't really much build up. It was more like they were getting paid. Paul landed 28 of 217 punches, and Mayweather landed 43 of his punches. Like, so they wasn't really hitting each other, anything like that. But here's what I'm gonna say about Mike Tyson. Maybe he gets popped in the head by like too hard accidentally by Jake Paul. Yeah. Tyson's a serial, like he's messed in the head. He could snap and actually hurt Jake Paul, and I'm cheering for Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, me too.
Even though Vegas odds are all over Jake Paul.
Oh, I should have bet on that fight. Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what though? It's a stupid bet because like you don't have anything to compare it against, right? And you know what? It doesn't matter. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get with a 58-year-old puncher. But the one thing I will say is the last thing to go was power, and the rounds are only 2 minutes, so that definitely plays to Tyson's advantage with the cardio.
100%. So right now, Paul is a minus 130 favorite. So I'm like, you're losing money. Like, it's not even money.
Yeah. Well, I just want to see that fucking angry pug get in there and, you know.
Well, it's funny. There are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other fights on that card.
Yes, 7 total, 6 undercards. And the two chicks, Herrera and Taylor, that they had one of the best fights I've seen in years. a couple years ago, and it's a rematch, and it was a decision, and a lot of people don't think the decision was right. Taylor took it a decision. That's a rematch. That's going to be a hell of a fucking fight. Like even if Tyson knocks out Paul in a minute or vice versa, there's going to be some good boxing on the menu. So that's a good reason to watch unto itself.
Yeah, fuck, I agree. So I'm picking Mike Tyson to win in a knockout.
Yeah, I sure hope you're right. I'm cheering for the guy, that's for sure.
Perfect. Well, let's get into everyone's favorite subject here. Let's talk a little Oilers hockey. They look at their record lately. I think they're something like 8-3-1 in their last
What's
12.
it? Yeah, since the first two or three.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
something weird like that. So I mean, they're coming around. I mean, I still think there's some holes here and there. Jeff Skinner is a team worst, -6. Like it's
Jeff Skinner. I wanted to talk about that.
okay. Well, let's
Like,
break down him first. Let's start with Jeffy Skinner. Your thoughts on Jeffy?
like, is he just a perpetual perimeter player? Is that?
No, he's a streaky goal scorer, and he's in a slump right now. He had 3 goals in the first 8 games. Now he's not getting any. Next, he could come break out and get 3 more goals in the next game. He's streaky.
He
I
was.
think it's what other fans are expecting him to be the 110 point, whatever he was, 91 point guy that one year. He's not. He's a 25, 30 goal man. He's getting paid $3 million. He's not getting paid $8 million. Yes, he took a savings. But I mean, I just think other fans got to check themselves. He's terrible defensively.
Well, that's it right there. Like, he was responsible for that first goal last night.
Yeah, 100%
And
agree with you. But the thing is, what maybe he comes out when King comes back, but that could still be April.
yeah, yeah. So they got him on the fourth line. Is that what you do?
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
agree.
like
Yanmark against Vancouver on Saturday he was the best Oiler all night. I feel.
that line looks like it's coming together again. Like, from the playoffs, they're developing their chemistry again.
Yep.
I like that line. Um, yeah, I guess where else would you put him? And Podkolzin's really solidified himself. I think Leon really likes to play with Podkolzin, because he creates a lot of room for him, and the kid's tenacious on the puck. So you don't want to bump him down. So where does that leave you, right?
Yeah. So as of today, Podkolzin's over 600 days without scoring a goal in the NHL.
Yeah, I know. He had that chance. Was it against? I can't remember the game before Vegas where he had that empty net. Fuck.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, it's
600 goals days.
he's playing with Leon, so he's due. I bet he gets one soon.
I hope so.
Hmm.
I hope so. But I really do enjoy him on the second line. I think McDavid's looking good since coming back early from that injury.
He,
So
he
yeah,
was he
I
was
was
dialed.
wrong.
He was
I was
fucking.
wrong. I thought they'd rest him until after the long break we have coming up here in
Yeah.
10 days. But I was wrong. I'm not fucking Capspace. Oh, I was close. Fucking loser.
He was dialed in last night, man. McDavid. Like,
Yep.
I thought he was gonna get it. Um, but yeah, no, he looks good. The team looks good, but I'm telling you, our defense, like, man, it's really unreliable. Um, and they're shoehorning Brett Kulak in there to make up for the fact that our 5 and 6 are, I don't know, but I still like Stetcher. Um, I don't know so much for what he has, but that he doesn't make any mistakes. And I just wish he was maybe a little bigger, and that's probably what everybody's ever said about him all time.
Well,
Um,
of those bottom 3 guys, he's the only player that's even. Emerson and Dermott are both minus players. I mean, plus minus is old school stat, but Dermott's -2 in 6 games. Like when
yeah,
Emerson's -4 in 14 games and is basically on against everyone's hardest opponents on the road. So, I mean, take it for what it is.
yeah, I honestly like how Emerson's progressing. He's
Again, he
going to
only
be
has
in it.
30. He's now played 40, what is it, 43 games or 53
Yeah,
games in the NHL?
yeah. And the line in the sand, as they say, for development is 200 games for a defenseman. So he's tracking well. He's going to make mistakes. But frankly, I'd like to see him with Kulak on the reg and Stetcher and Nurse, but I don't know. Another
Like,
thing I noticed.
here's the biggest problem. We're still a quick thing. Sorry to interrupt you,
Hmm?
Christopher. I
No,
apologize.
no. That's okay.
If our goaltending was fucking better, we wouldn't have to worry about defense so much.
You think so?
Oh, like it is bad. It is terrible.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with you, but you know, good defense can make up for shitty goaltending. But I don't think yeah, I honestly don't think that like fat ridiculous goaltending is going to make up for shitty defense.
No, I'd like him to be what would I like him to have made 11, 34, 11 more saves this year.
Okay.
So 11 more saves. I'm gonna do the math for you, Chris, because that's what I do. I'm just gonna do the quick math here for you, but you can keep talking, and I'll come back to
Math is what I don't.
263. So if he made 11 more saves, which would put him to around 2.22 goals against average,
Yep.
right? He would have a 919 or 920 if they round up on their stat site save percentage. That probably gives the
Okay.
Oilers 3 more wins, maybe 4, and maybe that overtime loss is gone. And the Oilers have 9 more points. 11 saves. 11 saves, 9 points.
Okay. Didn't I see somewhere that the league wide the GA the save percentage has gone like down pretty dramatically,
Yep.
like
That's what
a
I'm saying.
lot.
11 saves isn't a heck of a lot, man. He let in some terrible goals. So it's not like I'm asking for those weak goals he's let in this year. 11 more saves, man. 11 more saves.
I don't think that I think there are more goals against that are the fault of guys making mistakes than there are that Skinner did. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily defending him, but I don't think we should hang too much on him either.
Oh, I'm trying to make a point here. Okay, even if you bring him down, to Calvin Pickard's goals against average, you give him 6 more saves. I'd probably say you get 5 more points. 5 more points puts us in first place in the Pacific right now, and we're not having to worry about chasing. I hate chasing.
Yeah. So I'll
5 more points
I'll
puts us in first, and when I don't have to worry about games behind. Like I was right, Tyler's right again. Our goal differential right now is -7. Last year we
right.
were in the pluses, so we have to win a few games. Like Golden Knights are +15, right? We need to be a little better. I mean, something like the
Well,
Canucks, 44 goals. It's yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know, like maybe I'll take a little heat here, but I actually I feel more comfortable with Pickard in net. Like he plays he plays the puck so square, and like he's just a solid goalie. And and it looks like he's starting tomorrow in Nashville, by the way. So no complaints from me on that. Yeah, like Skinner's going to be the guy. He's going to be fine. I just think that I'd feel better about this team and him if we solidified our deal a little bit more and guys were, um, like playing a little more steady back there. Because I mean, look at that fucking Vegas game. Holy shit, we had it. We fucking had it. And a couple mistakes and end up in the back of your net, and that's the ball game.
Make one big save.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll tell you something else I noticed last night at the game was we didn't get any penalty kick. Like our PK was like batting 1,000 last night, and I think that one of the reasons why is I was looking at the matchups. So if you bear with me here, but if you considered Henrique a kind of a newcomer. I know we got him at the deadline last year, but if you count him in the newcomer silo, and then you have like Nuge, Ryan, and Connor Brown, so all guys that played on the PK all year last year. Okay, so what they did last game was that, like normally, I think Nuge plays with Ryan, Janmark plays with Brown, and uh, Henrique was playing. I think he was playing with Podkolzin or Arvidsson. I'm not sure which. Anyways, what they did was they had each guy. So it was um, Brown, Ryan, and Nuge playing with all the new guys. I mean, because Janmark was in the mix too, but he wasn't playing with Brown. So what they were doing was guys that guys that had familiarity with the system that had been playing it for the better part of two seasons or all last year, and now we're paired up with guys that were relatively newer. And I mean, at least last night it worked. I mean, New York isn't like really a threat. Barzal's out, but it's a stepping stone, I think. And I kind of like the change in strategy a little bit, if indeed that's what they were intending to do.
Chris, that is probably the most intelligent thing and diagnosis of lineup changes I've ever heard you say. You should probably like
Yeah,
take a moment, write this in your little notebook, your journal, and be like, Tyler gave
yeah,
me a compliment.
yeah. Because your approval means everything to me. You fucking dummy.
It's nice of you to say something
Like,
intelligent for once. I mean, good for you, man.
yeah, yeah. We're still waiting on you, but I got faith, buddy.
Well,
Um,
I just gave you a compliment and you would come back and insult me? I don't understand.
Well, because I just know that that's the order of things with you. So I'm just waiting. That's the setup. I'm waiting for the punchline.
Kind of hurts my feelings that you would say that about me.
Hurts my feelings that you can't get your fucking camera to work, buddy. So here's another thing. Kulak's been a revelation.
Yeah,
One of the reasons why,
I feel that Kulak needs to fucking get back down to the bottom six before he hurts himself.
yeah, like
Like he's
how's
playing
how do you
great.
mean?
Nobody's playing great, but like I don't want to ruin like a defense man that plays almost every game. I want to fucking keep him healthy and not overwear him down.
What a great uh like what a great addition he's been, and I'm so glad that we held on to him. Um, Something else, Capspace sent me was
Oh great.
uh no he had one of these charts that compared Stetcher to CC this year. You
Yep.
know how they have like that line, and then you're either above or the line's like the equator,
Yeah.
and above is positive. Like I don't know all that stat shit. You know that, everybody knows that. So but you have the line, and then CC was like fucking way down, and then Stetcher's down too. Like they're both below the equator, but CC was like swimming. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, everyone said he's lost a step, kind of like Matt Benning, who wasn't claimed on waivers when
Yeah,
Leafs
I know.
spun.
I saw that.
Yeah, he lost. He's just not what he used to be either. Like
Well, Matt
he was,
Benning was only ever like a bottom pairing
but I
anyway.
always thought he's a little bit better because he could make that first pass.
Yeah, you know what? You can't criticize him for that. He can make first
I know.
pass.
That's why I said it.
Something that we need. So, what did you think of Fabro um, not getting? Well, Columbus picked him up, so we probably wouldn't have, even if we wanted to or couldn't have. But if would you have done anything to get him?
Um, no,
Because he went on waivers, eh? So um,
I
so
wouldn't have done
before.
anything to. I wouldn't have done anything to get him.
Yeah, but here's my point: is before a team puts a guy in waivers, like that's I would think anyway, unless it's just pure straight up salary dump. But I don't think Nashville's up against it. But like even if that was like, wouldn't you want to pick for him or something? So I'm sure they shopped him and there were no takers, right?
Yeah, so that
If,
that but
if
that or they
yeah,
just don't want to be deal. They don't want to be deal with the hassle. They want the contract off their books and or they're
yeah,
asking.
but
They'd
if
rather there's other reasons. I mean, I'm not a.
yeah,
I should be
you
a
could get
GM.
the contract off your roster, and and you'd get a pick.
Yeah, but dude, maybe you
what's
don't
wrong with
want to
that?
pick. Maybe you don't want to pick. Maybe you don't want a 6th-round pick or 7th
Well, who
round pick.
doesn't want picks? I mean, that's how you build your team. Fuck.
Yeah. How many 7th rounders made teams? 3. I don't need to.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing about our penalty kill, by the way, is I think we missed the octopus. Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Uh, like that's one
But
of those
here's my
areas. I
defense.
know that.
He's been scratched. I think 5 games or 6 games in Vancouver this
Oh,
year.
100%, 100%. Like, and Rick Talk is demanding coach. I think he lands on his feet. I think he does okay because that kid works on his game. But I mean, he's great. He's great on the PK with those long arms and that big stick. And I for sure we miss that, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So if we when not if when we get that defenseman that we're saving all that LTIR money for, he's got to be good on the PK and good at like a cycle buster, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think he's going to be definitely a good PK guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you want to get to the Totoso segment?
You know what? If you'd like to bring on that loser, go ahead.
All right.
It's hard for me to say I'm sorry.
Well, he's there. I can see. Like, what the hell's going on? Maybe the problem's on my end because I see Capspace's window just like I see yours. Um, oh, there he is. Okay, no, the video problem's yours, Tyler. Hey, you're wearing less feminine glasses this time, buddy. Welcome aboard. So let me say
Thank
this.
you for changing your frames, man. I asked you to, and you did. So thank you, I guess. Fuck.
Yeah,
They go better with my Duke.
yeah, you look less like a middle-aged lesbian, so that's awesome. Good for you. So last night, you predicted 4-1.
Yeah, Oilers got 4
Yeah.
goals, and
Yeah, you were wrong.
Yeah.
You were wrong. Like, you
they won and they got 4 goals. It's pretty close.
Capspace, you haven't been right once
Yes, I
so
have.
far. No, you haven't. You've
I
not
said
been right once.
5-1. I said 5-1 against Nashville, and it was 5-1. And I said Draisaitl will get 2 goals, and he got 2 goals.
You did not.
Yeah.
No, Nashville. No, you tried to. You
On
tried.
here, I said 5-1. And Draisaitl 2
He
goals.
said, no. I have it written down in my book because I knew this day was coming.
Yeah, we fucking knew it. Just don't even.
Yeah,
Capspace.
you said Oilers 4-1, Dried 2 goals, 0 assists, and he had an assist, and they scored 5. I think it was 5-2.
Ooh.
So you
Here's
were
an
wrong,
injury.
man.
You look
And you're trying to tell us you were right.
just-
That's the
Here's
problem.
a horseshoe.
Oh, yeah, Mike Horseshoe. Like, yeah, except you're not lucky. You're fucking wrong all the time. So yeah, it's not working out for you, buddy.
Not the critic who counts, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's the man in the arena who every time he has like even the smallest success tells the
Yes.
world every
Yep.
day forever.
Yes.
That's the guy who counts. Not in my books, pal.
I got it.
So what did you think of the game last night?
I thought the Oilers lollygagged throughout most of the game. We were waiting for some goals, and the third period was, they were picking up the pace there, but then they started lollygagging again, and Islanders were getting excellent goaltending from Sorokin, and Oilers weren't getting great goaltending. I put a little stat on the chat there that the Oilers' 5-on-5 save percentage is actually exactly the league average. That doesn't get you, up in the upper echelon of playoffs with that, but it's their PK save percentage and defense is like the worst in the league still. And I actually miss the days when the Oilers had the number 1 PK on the road and then the worst PK at home. I could never understand that. however many
Yeah.
seasons ago that was, but they're just shit all over the place with their PK, and I'm trying to figure out what's the reason, and it just seems that they don't have enough confidence in the goaltending to take slightly a little bit more risk to get the puck out. Before they
I
were a
don't
lot
think
more used to be a lot more aggressive on the PK, and now they're just lollygagging.
I don't think anybody on the ice in a penalty kill goes, I would do this if I thought the goalie would stop it. Like the guys don't process the game like that. So I don't know about that.
You played hockey before, like competitively?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
That's it. That was my question.
So
It's
no,
sports.
like, I think chemistry with the pairs, because like Knobloch
Yeah.
likes to have a solid pairing, and we talked about this last night, Capspace, and I already mentioned it here, but when you have the pairings, like we did it last night where we had a guy like veteran PK guys who've been here since beginning of last year with the newer guys, and maybe that addresses the pairings a little bit better.
It's overall team chemistry, and the
Yeah,
PK suffers the most because of it. The PP took a long time to get going, which is weird because it's the same guys. And I don't know, I think adding these newer players has mixed things up a bit, and they're just trying to get to know each other. And then you're expecting a lot more out of Skinner, and now he's on the fourth line.
I really think that McDavid getting hurt, missing those 3 games, giving some of the other veterans that are new to kind of have a chance to set their tone in the room, because he wasn't down in Nashville for that game, right? So everyone else had a chance to set up a different role and just make us a little more comfortable. I think that was needed for the bonding, because McDavid is pretty serious from all accounts. Like, guys need to loosen up a little bit, and they've been playing much better since then. Yeah, the Vegas loss was disappointing, as well as the Jersey shutout prior to that. But I really think that Canucks game really showed us what they can be, and even last night's game, it was very. They showed up when they had to, and you're right, they did lollygag a lot, Mike. Not to use a better term, but
that's all I got.
Yeah, they had their moments. Like, they were playing well. Like that line change in OT to win it. I swear to God. Who's our play-by-play guy? Jack Michaels. He's an idiot. You guys weren't listening, but he's like, "How is that guy still on the ice from the Islanders?" Well, because there's an ice and he couldn't change, but the Oilers commentators couldn't figure that out, and they went on for 2 minutes before the Oilers made that line change with McDavid and Draisaitl coming out when the guys are absolutely bagged from the Islanders, and then scoring.
Yeah, that was genius. That was awesome.
Like the way they did it, like that was so well. Like their chemistry's getting there from a coaching staff. I think it's all coming. I think this next little bit, we have another long road trip coming up and a break. So I think it's all going to work out well for the Edmonton Oilers moving forward. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. That break you're talking about, is that a bye? Like, do we have a bye coming up?
I don't know if it's a bye. They just don't have a game from the 23rd to the 28th or 22nd or something.
Okay, yeah, it's not a week or whatever.
No.
Yeah. No, like the chemistry's coming. And here's a question. So, I mean, like anybody who's paying any attention can see that Winnipeg is fucking tearing it up. Like they have like an NHL record start. And
Correct.
like if that was my team, I'd be nervous. Like, any of you have anything to say about that? Because like, like like you can't sustain that shit.
No.
Yeah. No. I'd rather take some time working on your game, developing that chemistry, working out the kinks, working out the bugs, and because really there's only one way to go when you peak, and that's down. And if you're going to peak, you might as well do it in game 7 of the board, in the Stanley Cup finals, right?
Yeah. Their PDO is 102 right now because Hellebuck, I mean, he's just on fire. That could sustain for a while, but no team sustains a 102 PDO throughout the entire season. Very, very, very few do, and that'll come down to reality. And they all probably know it, but I think it's great for them. They've been one of those teams where I didn't think they would come back so strong so fast.
Yeah,
And
I
be
think
a
this is the year that they started spinning their wheels.
yeah.
So not to say nothing, but Eric Comrie's the backup. He's played 3 games, and he's only let in 8 goals. He's got a 914 save percentage and a 267 goals against average. I mean, I don't see him doing the long term, but man, it's
Well, that can also be explained by my thing about defense and goaltending, eh? Like good, really good defense makes any goaltender look good. Why I've always maintained that Patrick Waugh and Marty Brodeur are the most wildly overrated goalies ever because of the system and the team that played in front of them. So, not to take anything away from Eric Comrie, sort of a local boy, but he's.
welcome.
I think Stuart Skinner would rather be playing in front of behind that defense than what we got.
Okay,
Well,
so
just
here's a question, guys. I have a quick question just while we're talking about everything's going around the NHL, and I want your opinions on these. Are you guys under the same belief I am that if Ovechkin broke his leg and couldn't play hockey anymore and never broke Gretzky's goal record, you'd be okay with it? Or are you like,
I-
oh, it's good for the game? Like, I don't like Russians, so
I I honestly couldn't care less. I fucking couldn't care less. You know, you gotta. There's something to be said for the era that he played in versus Gretzky. So even if he didn't getting the putting up the numbers that he's put up in the era that he's playing in, and even if he didn't match or beat Gretzky in goals, it's still pretty goddamn admirable. But I don't give a shit. Mike, nothing.
Well, I remember Gretzky in his book, 99 Stories of the Game. He really praised Ovechkin and believed that he would win the cup one day, and it wasn't too long after that. And I think Ovechkin's very literally goal driven. Like that's all he does, and he will do it because he's goal driven, and the team is rallying around it. So they've got something there to go on.
Well, Gretzky praises everybody. I mean, fuck, he'd even praise Tyler, and nobody does that. So, like whatever. I wouldn't put too much stock in that. We have, by the way, we have 4 live listeners. I think we had it up to 7. So thanks for anybody who's tuned in. Feel free to throw some comments in the live chat. It's why we do it live. It's how, we get a little interplay or whatever and get people on there. But we really appreciate you paying attention, and hopefully we're not disappointing anybody. But hopefully Mike and I aren't. I mean, Tyler goes without saying, but yeah. So the other thing that we were talking about with the PK, Mike, and you might have missed it, is we missed Darren A there. I think you and I might have chatted about that last night.
Reach. Yeah.
Cycle buster, somebody who's going to play hard in the corners, force that puck out. So there's things to work on, but I kind of like this chemistry experiment, and I hope that it works, continues to work. I know one game against the Islanders, but anyways, now's the time for you to give us your predictions. You got tomorrow night against the Preds. You're gonna have to do 2. Tomorrow night against the Preds, and Saturday against the Leafs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 5-2. Good night. I'll be up soon. 5-2 against Nashville. Draisaitl is the mayor still and the owner of the organization, so he'll get. I think he's going to get a hat trick. He's playing
That's
really
bold.
well. Yeah.
So 5-2 Oilers. Tyler, you got your pen out?
yeah, I'm writing it down, man. 5-2 Oilers, dry hat trick.
5-2 Oilers.
Very plausible.
Okay, we're gonna have a bonus one, but okay, tell us about the Leafs. Saturday night tilt.
Matthews is still out, eh?
Yeah,
for now. Yeah,
I don't know when the fuck he's back. I don't follow them. I don't care.
Yeah, I think the Oilers take that game too. I think they like being on the road. They I was watching the Oilers Plus, and they say every team says this, but they're saying it about it with the new guys. It's building the chemistry. So road trips are good for these guys right now.
Did I not just talk about that? I think I did.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah. So what'd you say about the Leafs? There, the Oilers. What's the score going to be, Mike, for that Leafs game?
The Oilers will win 4. Actually, it'll be 4-3 Oilers.
Okay. That actually seems somewhat plausible.
Often when they play against each other, there's not a ton of scoring, believe it or not. I mean,
Yeah.
I could easily say 3-2 or 2-1, but I just think the Oilers will win by 1.
So Tyler, you got that down too?
You bet, man.
All right, and the last one, Mike, is when's McDavid going to get the 1,000?
First period tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to the period too, eh?
Yeah, he'll score it. He'll want it. He always says, "Oh, I don't know," but then he's just going to get it done.
So you guys missed
choice.
it. You guys missed it last night.
Capspace.
Hey, Dumb and Dumber, you guys missed it last night. After the game, when he was still sweating in uniform, Gino was interviewing him. And for once, McDavid gave the answer. He goes, "Yeah, I wanted to get 5 tonight, so it would stop about it." And he goes, "You think I want to go to Toronto?" I'm just paraphrasing. "You think I want to go to Toronto and deal with that circus?" He goes, "I'd like to get it done." So like he was paraphrasing, but yeah, basically, I want to get done in Nashville. He was very adamant about that. So I'm going with Mike. I'm going with Mike on this. Like it's first period, next game over.
Okay.
He's the 99th player to hit 999 points.
Yeah. I know. I saw that too. We're all cheering for him, and I mean, it was great last night. 4 points. Man, like we're so lucky to be able to watch that guy in Draisaitl. Like it's never take that for granted. Because I mean, I was lucky enough to be able to watch Gretzky and Messi and the boys. 7 Hall of Famers in the same ice. Like fuck me, how lucky we were to see that.
That was fun.
And my pop was always reminding me, how lucky we are. How lucky we are. So every game, folks, take a minute to go, wow, we're fucking lucky. Like,
so
not for nothing.
That's fun to
Sorry,
watch.
Tyler. Go ahead, Tyler. You had something?
Yeah, I just want to switch her up here. You guys don't know if you heard about this. Like since Lars Ellers was traded by Pittsburgh, there's been some names floating around that maybe the Oilers are going to go after him. I'm going to talk a little bit about Marcus Peterson, the 6'5", 180-pound Swede. He's a left shot D, but that's the only unfortunate part. But not counting this year, he played 72, 68, and 82 games. Overall plus player, defensive defenseman. Got penalty minutes. So, he takes some penalties when he whacks and punches and stuff. I mean, that's the size you're looking for. He's still only 28. He's UFA after this year. Maybe he retains it. Yeah, he's UFA after this year. Maybe they retain some money. And, I mean, it's out there that Canucks are interested. We're interested.
What's he making?
So, I mean, 4 million. So
they'd have to eat some.
They eat half, and we send down fucking 2 D-men, whatever.
Yeah, I'm good with that. You know what I like? Hang on. Did you say 6'5", 180?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, string bean. Like,
but that's hockey DD. The guy could have not updated the weight from when he was drafted. So, it's just calm down.
Yeah, and Andrea's listening here too, and she was laughing.
Yeah, he says 174 pounds. That's his draft weight. So that was his draft weight.
Is it Marcus with a C?
Yeah, I plays for the Penguins. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm checking. Yeah, like
177 pounds now.
Yeah, he's 28 too.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's the guy. If the Pittsburgh Penguins, I want the Penguins to lose to Detroit tonight. Like that is what I'm hoping for right now.
Holy fuck!
And it's 2-2 in the third because I want the Penguins to keep nosediving so he becomes available. And Stan Bowman does what Stan Bowman does. Go get us a D-man.
Everybody says everybody's been saying that. Like Kyle Dubas actually just said to the league, everybody's available on this roster except for Sidney Crosby. So that's already out there. Let me just tell you, they got this kid at 6'5", 100. This is NHL.com.
I know I'm on there too.
174 pounds.
That's his draft stats.
But this is like the NHL.com. Like, wouldn't they get that from the media guide every year?
Yeah, I'm sure players don't update it, man.
But anyway, one thing I do like is the 6'5". We were just talking about missing Desharnais on the PK. And I mean, if he can play a little right side, then fucking get after it. And you know what?
Even if he plays left side, that's what maybe that's why they tested Nurse on the right side. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Hey, this guy's even better than CC. Maybe if Nurse can deal with the right side, and hey, fairy dust.
Yeah. He can bust cycle with that size and that reach. So and frankly, you know, you want to go deep in the playoffs. You want to establish that chemistry, that team, and I'm all for getting a guy well before the deadline so that he can do that, fit in with the system and the boys in the locker room. So, you know, that might be the guy. But then again, you know, when you think about it, if we wait to the deadline, we're gonna have so much fucking cap space that we could virtually get anyone we want, right?
Yeah.
So
So
what else
right
did you?
now, our current cap space is 1.362. If we don't make any more moves as of today, we would have a projected $5 million available at the deadline.
And so okay, you know what? You know how great I am with this cap space stuff.
I know.
But so when you get a player at the deadline, so like hypothetically, just for the sake of argument, let's say he's worth 10 million, okay? And let's call the deadline, you've played 66% of the season.
Doesn't matter.
So that guy that's 10 million, would his cap value be like 3.3 million?
It's still $10 million.
So you'd have to have 10 million in cap space.
Yeah, it works the other way, that like the teams that have that much money left, they take the number of days in the year and then multiply it, and they make it so it's 3 times. So it's 66%. It's all math. They take 3/4 of that salary, or whatever the number is, 60%, and that becomes your available money because you've had that much money throughout the whole time getting to the trade deadline. So it becomes accrued cap space, and then that gets multiplied by the number of days you've already had, and that's how much cap space you could have available for a hit, but the actual amount is less.
It's calculated.
So the guy that you get at the deadline with your $5 million cap space, his AAV has to be 5 million or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get more cap space, but the team's actual money allowed goes up, but their players doesn't go down. So it's one or the other, not both. That'd be silly. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, let me ask you something really crazy, okay? I'm not okay, Drew Doughty. Like, would that ever be possible?
No.
I wouldn't know. He's what, 10 million?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And he's pretty injury prone lately, but Kings are
playing.
No
shit. Yeah, he's not playing now, and I'm not sure. Like Calgary, I don't think LA would have a hard on for helping us either, right?
No.
So
no, not at all. No, I think any defenseman we get is probably from the East.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I gotta run, boys.
All right. Thanks, Capspace. We're looking forward to lighting you up for your shitty choices next time you get on here, you dummy.
Anytime, fuck faces.
Thank you for wearing the right glasses again.
Oh, you're welcome. Anything for you, Tyler.
I know.
Later, boys.
You want to? Yeah. Okay, Tyler. What do you got for asshole of the week, buddy?
Well, I'd like to say the asshole of the week is Jerry Jones.
Ooh. I think I read something about him.
Like, dude, fucking retire, put curtains in, block that sun. I saw like 20 examples. Oh, the guy's just old and senile, and I'm watching the good years of my defense just fly away with shitty coaching staff, and So I'm hoping they lose this year, and Jerry Jones does the right thing and brings Deion Sanders into coach. Deion drafts his son, Travis Hunter, somehow, and they just become a dynasty again. But Jerry Jones, for your lack of intelligence and ability to step down and just being all around an asshole, it's time for you to go, man. You're ruining my team. You're my
He never
asshole.
said he never said anything. You're just saying that because you're a Dallas fan and you're pissed off.
No.
That's not.
He actually talked about the curtains. He's
Hmm.
not doing it. Like we
What did he
Cedric Wilson.
say?
I don't have the quote in front of me. He just said it's not happening.
All right. We've had 2 weeks to pick an asshole, and I'm generally a positive guy, so I don't really like. I mean, like you're an asshole for not getting your fucking camera working for this podcast. So that's a pretty solid choice right there.
Well, let me tell you, I had a busy week already. I had to cover my company's branch and lift stuff, and my back's in pain. So, I'm not used to this. So, Chris, if you want to nominate me, that's fine. You're the asshole who doesn't tell me that Capspace is like we're down to 2 listeners. This is what happens. You call me an asshole, we're down to 2 live listeners. You and me.
We should have your mom on next week, and we could have a segment called tummy rubbing.
Yeah, my mom doesn't want to talk to you.
You're too mean to Tyler. And he's got a sore back and he's had a rough week.
Folks, next Tuesday is November 20th. It's 3 months from 2 months actually from when Donald Trump gets sworn in as the next president. I don't want to ever talk about where my politics align. I don't want to influence anyone, but I'm happy to say that I was happy with the results of the U.S. election.
Speaking of that, that's a funny story that you reminded me of from Vegas. So, if you ever been to Mandalay Place or whatever, like the little shopping there that's between Mandalay Bay and Luxor, across the hallway from Rira is this like kind of novelty Las Vegas store. They got the T-shirts and what they say, badges, posters, stickers, and T-shirts, and they had a whole display of Harris Walls like memorabilia, mostly T-shirts, some hats, and Trump fans. So I was with a buddy, and we go over there. We go to the and there's a sign there because this is literally the day after the election, and there's a sign there, and it says 75% off. So I go up to the lady and I said, "So is everything there on that table 75% off?" And she's like, "No, just the Harris Wall stuff." I thought that was awesome. And anyways, yeah, no, and you know what? Everybody seemed pretty happy down south when I was there. So nobody was, no one was pulling their hair out or anything like that. So one thing I wanted to explore with you, Tyler, was briefly this whole idea of a streak. Not to jinx anything or whatever, but do you feel one coming on? Because what are we, 2 in a row?
Yep.
We're 2 in a row, and Nashville's kind of an easy out, not for nothing. And wouldn't it be nice to get on a little bit of a roll? What are we? What's our record now? Are we 1 or 2 above 500?
1 above.
Okay.
I'd like to see us go on a little run here. I'd like to see us get 7, maybe 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Just
Nothing crazy.
I'm gonna look at the schedule here and have a peek. See, maybe how many games till the break? I'm gonna pull it up right
What
now.
breaks it?
My mini break I keep talking about.
Oh,
They got Nashville.
and also
they got Nashville, Toronto, Canadians, Senators, Wild, Rangers, and then they have Sunday to Thursday off. So yeah, let's win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. That puts us at 7. We're on a heater. The Rangers is a battle. Maybe we lose that one in overtime, and then we play and we get a break.
How much of that is a roadie? So Toronto, Montreal, obviously.
There's 3 roadies, then Wild and Rangers at home. So it's
What is it? Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa?
yeah, and like the Monday, Tuesdays back to back in Montreal, Ottawa. So
All
I think maybe
doable.
you go with Picard in Montreal, and then you go Skinner on the 19th.
Yep. No, and I think we're turning the corner, and I'm pretty optimistic about the boys here. There's no easy outs in the NHL, don't get me wrong, but I like our chances tomorrow night against Nashville, and it'll be a fun game on Saturday against Toronto. That's for sure.
Definitely.
And yeah, like Draisaitl is a fucking beast, by the way.
Yep.
Like he's like he put the team on his shoulders when McDavid was out, and man, I'm impressed with his play. He's not doing those stupid, 10% up, like 10% passes and shit like that. Like he's playing really responsible in his own end too. And I mean, it's coming across in the score sheet as well. So I'm still fucking love Pod Colson. He's playing great. I like Emerson's progression. Um, it's too bad Dermott wasn't a better hockey player because you could give him spot duty and you could confidently put in the other guy, and let him see a few games from the press box, let him play a few games on the ground with a good veteran like Kulak. But we're not in that position. We don't have that luxury. But I still like the way his game's progressing. So um, he'll be in the league a long time, I think.
I
And he
agree.
and he and he won't be a $5 million touch either. Like he'll be bottom pairing,
I
which
agree.
is also good.
You need players like that, man. I
Mm,
think of all the guys that have done it for years on the big boys, like the Penguins that had the run in Detroit in the early 2000s, and the Blackhawks. Not
100%.
everyone was a superstar. There's always
What's
those
that?
D-men. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So, do you have anything else for me tonight, Chris, on air before we leave the air?
No. Do you have a call for the fight?
Mike Tyson
Yeah, you think so?
in a knockout that no one sees coming because he gets enraged.
Yeah, like stick to punching and stay away from the ear biting. Um, I think I really, really, really want a Tyson punch out knockout. Um, uh, okay, you know what? If he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it in the first 2 rounds. Thank God the rounds are only 2 fucking minutes. Um, but yeah, I'll say Tyson first round. What the fuck? Who cares? And I'm gonna call Taylor on the Taylor Herrera fight. That's gonna be Taylor again. I think she's gonna take it up a notch. She's Irish too, so that's a point in her favor.
All right, if you say so.
I do say so. We're
Perfect.
good.
Yeah, this is good. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll be back for a live post game recap next Tuesday, November
Is there a game
19th.
today?
Yeah, next Tuesday, about 8 o'clock. We'll probably be on the air, maybe 8:15.
What time? Oh, it's on the road, so it'd be
Yep.
5. Oh,
Yep. So
perfect. Yeah.
yeah, 8:15. We'll keep everyone updated. I might be in a hotel room that night, so we'll know then.
Yeah, maybe get your camera fixed too. So
Yeah, that's the plan. Maybe be ready a little earlier and we can test it out and I can do more stuff. We're not late. Anyways, folks, that's us bickering. We're down to one
yeah,
listener. So whoever's still here, thank you.
yeah,
Follow us on all
Tyler,
platforms. Check us out on Twitter at TC Sports Talk. Check us out on Facebook, Rumble, wherever you're at. Check us out.
yeah, Tyler. Before we go, it meant a lot to me that you paid me a compliment. I just meant a lot. So thanks. Is he gone?
Play
Are
us
you
out.
gone?
Play us out. Play us out. Play us out.
All right. Take care, folks. Thanks for listening.
I wanna